A shooting near Madison High School has people demanding change. What the district superintendent has to say about it.
On the eve of tomorrow's highly anticipated hearing on Capitol Hill, more accusers come forward against Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh.
Displaced by Hurricane Florence, a wave of rescue animals is now making the trip north.
And later in sports, break out the champagne. These guys are doing that down in St. Louis. Your Milwaukee Brewers head to the postseason for the first time in 7 seasons.
This is News 3 at 10.
Thanks for joining us tonight. Madison police are still looking for the person who shot a teenager near La Follette High School this morning.
Police say several students were fighting near the corner of Linda Vista Road and Turner Avenue when that shooting happened. One 16-year-old was shot, suffering non-life-threatening injuries. The school district confirming to us the victim is a student at La Follette High School just a block away from where this took place. Residents we spoke with today say they are saddened it happened, but not surprised. One neighbor is saying this is far from an isolated incident.
We are struggling as a community and as a police department with young people with guns who are finding it a way to resolve their differences, to shoot at each other.
A stray bullet also nearly hit a person driving through the area. Police say if there was someone in the passenger seat of that vehicle, they would have been struck.
The district is now calling on parents to help them fix these problems at La Follette. Amy Reed sat down with the superintendent who said this is a community issue.
Yeah, this is at least the second shooting involving a La Follette student in the last week. Superintendent Jennifer Cheatham said she now needs parents to help her in making the school safer.
It's unacceptable. It has to be addressed.
After the second shooting near La Follette High School in a week, Superintendent Jennifer Cheatham said something has to be done.
I think that is the result of some very serious community issues, of some students who have some very serious unmet needs and challenges. And I see it certainly as a call to action, not only for the school district, but our entire community.
Both La Follette High and Senate Middle Schools went on lockdown. Parents came by to pick up their kids, knowing how their students felt inside.
Scared. Confused. And she will not be back to school the rest of the week.
Superintendent Cheatham said that's their right to parent how they wish. She hopes they take this chance to talk to their kids.
We need their help. We need parents, we need community members, we need community leaders to help wrap our arms around students who are very much at risk.
She said the school district is continuing to roll out safety measures, and internal and external locks on all schools in the district should be in place by the end of the school year.
I do want to make sure that parents know that we're absolutely committed to keeping La Follette School safe, and I need their help.
Now, Cheatham said that the guns are coming from somewhere, and she said parents in the community should make sure their guns are locked up and stored safely away from kids.
Amy Reed reporting tonight. Amy, thank you.
The remaining victim injured in the workplace shooting last Wednesday in Middleton has been released from the hospital. UW Hospital confirming to News 3 that individual was released last night. 2 other victims were released over the weekend. Court documents show one of those victims was shot 10 times. Again, all are now out of the hospital. Congressman Mark Pocan will meet with ICE officials tomorrow in D.C. to discuss the recent arrests here in Wisconsin. Yesterday, the agency said 83 people were detained by agents in 14 Wisconsin counties, including Dane County. City of Madison today reacting to those arrests as well. In a joint statement from Mayor Paul Soglin and the Common Council, they say they are heartbroken for the families, calling the arrest racist and xenophobic. ICE says half of those detained had previous criminal records. 16 of them had no record.
Johnny's Italian Steakhouse in Middleton will reopen this Friday after undergoing an expansive remodel due to damages sustained from flooding. According to a release, the restaurant has a new look, but the menu will stay the same. The Middleton Chamber of Commerce will also host a ribbon-cutting ceremony next Thursday. FEMA crews will be in Sauk County tomorrow to begin assessments on flood-damaged homes and businesses. According to a release from the agency, property owners do not need to be present at the time. FEMA does not go inside buildings. They do assessments from outside.
A beautiful but cool day in early fall. Let's get a look at the forecast now. Meteorologist Dana Fulton in the Weather Center. Dana?
It was just a little chilly outside today. Had to have the jacket on a little bit ago. With the sunshine, it wasn't too bad. But of course, once the sun set, temps start to drop. 63 our high for this afternoon, just a little bit below average and certainly nowhere near that record. Sunset was at 6:47, so we've seen our temperatures drop quite a bit in the last few hours. We did have a few clouds there, but after sunset, of course, visible cloud track, not picking up just the few clouds that we have in the sky. Will stay mostly clear overnight with no threat for rain for us until we head into tomorrow evening. Those showers right now still up towards the northern edge of Minnesota. Temperature-wise, close to 50 in Madison. About 51 towards Rockford, to Janesville right at 50, same with Monroe, closer to 52 in Mineral Point. So we're all sitting in the same boat with a calm breeze expected overnight. Will stay very mild, mostly clear and cool. But as we head into tomorrow, our clouds are going to increase, as well as our potential to see our next opportunity for some showers heading into tomorrow afternoon and evening. Another day with temperatures in the 60s. But that won't be the case for the end of the week. We'll take a closer look at your full forecast in just a few minutes.
Thank you, Dana. Mother Nature continues to push back the reopening date of a popular bike path in Madison. A stretch of the Capital City Trail between Nom Hill Road and Glacier Valley Road has been closed since July for restoration. It was supposed to only be closed for 6 weeks, but the recent flooding pushed that completion date back. The repaving portion and shoulder restoration are done, but crews are still working on some finishing touches. The sexual misconduct allegations against Brett Kavanaugh keep piling up.
As of tonight, a total of 5 women have claimed the Supreme Court nominee sexually assaulted or otherwise behaved inappropriately towards them. President Trump says Democrats are orchestrating a smear campaign against Brett Kavanaugh. However, he insists he is keeping an open mind about the charges being leveled at Judge Kavanaugh and the claims of his accusers.
I'm going to see what's said. So it's possible that they will be convincing.
On the eve of the Senate hearing into alleged sexual misconduct by the Supreme Court nominee, there are 2 new anonymous claims. According to transcripts released by the Senate Judiciary Committee, Kavanaugh has denied all of those claims. He said the latest accusations are, quote, from the Twilight Zone. CBS will provide live gavel-to-gavel coverage of the hearings tomorrow, and they'll start at 9 o'clock Central Time.
President Trump will hold a rally in Rochester, Minnesota next week. The rally will be held at the Mayo Civic Center on Thursday, October 4th. Doors to the arena will open at 3:30, and the rally is scheduled to begin at 6:30. You can register for tickets on the Mayo Civic Center's website. Republican State Representative Rob Brooks has resigned his position as Assistant Majority Leader in the State Assembly. This comes after a call from Governor Walker telling him to do so. Brooks is a representative from Saukville in the state's 60th district. The position will remain vacant until after the November election. Brooks faces bipartisan condemnation for racist and sexual remarks he made to 3 fellow female legislators following a GOP caucus this summer.
A series of new polls from Reuters and the University of Virginia are finding Democrats ahead in several Senate and gubernatorial races across the Midwest. One of those states being Wisconsin. According to these new polls, State Superintendent Tony Evers leading Governor Walker 50 to 43% among likely voters. The same poll found Democratic Senator Tammy Baldwin ahead of State Senator Leah Vukmir in Wisconsin's U.S. Senate race. These polls are showing a 13% lead for Senator Baldwin, 52 to 39%. Special delivery of puppies made their way to the Greene County Humane Society over the weekend.
They come all the way from North Carolina. Shelters there cleared out their adoptable animals to make room for animals who might get lost or abandoned during the hurricane. Our Jamie Perez shows us the dogs that are now up for adoption.
If you've never been down to the Greene County Humane Society, this might be your weekend to do it. You're about to meet 7 dogs that need to be adopted. Let's go meet them. All the way from North Carolina.
These dogs were all adoptable dogs in the shelter down there.
And all in need of a forever home.
They're adorable.
7 pups.
A Joe, a Cecile, Trey, Stormy, and Tiny.
Tiny was a little scared of the camera, but he's got just as much love to give as the others.
I love puppies, but who doesn't love puppies?
I mean, how could you not?
It's all cuddles.
They've got everything covered.
All of them are spayed and neutered, all up to date on their vaccinations, and they're all microchipped as well.
They've each got their own personality.
This is Lux. This is Flipper. Pink-collared one is Cecile. And the blue-collared one's name is Joe.
Some even have their own set of skills.
I guess this is the one funny story. She walks herself. She walks herself?
Oh, some are more relaxed.
Yeah, definitely.
And some are a bit mischievous.
The puppies are a little bit more feisty and playful.
Yes.
Come on, take one of them home. How can you say no to that face? If you're interested in getting one of the dogs, this shelter is open Wednesday through Sunday, 12 to 5, and you better get them because they're going to go fast. in Monroe and in love with these dogs. I'm Jamie Perez for WISC News 3.
Don't know if that puppy's still there. You can apply to adopt one of the dogs at greencountyhumanesociety.org or visit them this Saturday from noon to 5.
And check this out. An owl found itself in a pretty uncomfortable situation. This was in western Wisconsin. The driver of a minivan hit the owl in Trempealeau County Sunday. He called a state DNR officer to report it, but didn't know it was still stuck in the vehicle. The next morning, he went out to look at the damage, and there it was. Wow. But with the help of a DNR warden, they were actually able to unlodge it and bring it to the local Humane Society. They say it actually appeared unharmed, so they simply released it back into the wild. Amazing. Yeah. Still to come tonight, UW-Madison once again being ranked in the top 50 universities in the world.
And ahead of tomorrow's grand opening, a sneak peek inside Madison's newest music venue. We'll check out the Sylvie when we come back.
Welcome back. UW-Madison has once again been listed among the top 50 universities in the world.
According to the Times Higher Education World Ranking, UW has been ranked 43rd worldwide, and for the third year in a row is ranked 23rd in the country. Times Higher Ed ranked nearly 1,300 institutions worldwide. It judges research-intensive universities in 5 categories: teaching, research, citations, international outlook, and industry income. The Federal Reserve has raised interest rates for the third time this year. It's a sign of increased confidence in the U.S. economy. The decision was unanimously agreed upon to raise the federal funds rate a 1/4 percentage point to a range of 2% to 2.25%. The rate helps determine rates for mortgages, credit cards, and other consumer borrowing.
We are getting a first look today inside the city's newest music venue, the Sylvie, with its grand opening tomorrow. The media was allowed in today to get a first look. It's located on East Wash, a block from Breese Stevens Field. 2,500 person capacity. The main floor is pretty much all standing room, but it does have reserved seating up above in the balcony.
With every square inch of this place, it's darn near impossible to get more than 85 feet away from the stage. So no matter where you are in the house, you're going to feel pretty up close and personal with the bands.
And the Sylvie already has 7 sold-out shows before officially opening. The band performing tomorrow for the grand opening, Nathaniel Rateliff and the Night Sweats.
And meteorologist Dana Fulton joins us now with a look at our forecast.
A very cool night for us. No night sweat
No night
concerns
sweats.
for us
Thank
this evening, right? Temperature-wise, we're going back into the 40s. Even right now, we're already watching temps drop quite a bit after sunset. The sun was the only thing that was keeping us in the 60s today. Doppler track's been very mild. No rain chances for us in central or southern Wisconsin. Again, temperature-wise, we're sitting close to about 50 in Madison, 48 in Janesville, and 52 in Mineral Point right now. So a pretty stable temperature for us currently. No, not too warm, not too cool. Again, with that mostly clear sky, it's going to allow us to drop quite a bit overnight. Dew points in the 40s, so it's a comfortable temperature for us. If we were seeing dew points just a little higher, it'd feel a little more muggy outside. That's a big drop from where we were at this time yesterday. Again, yesterday as that rain was coming on through, it's a little cloudier, a little more sticky outside, a little muggier for us, but that's not the case for us this evening. It's going to stay dry, mostly clear, and pretty comfortable. That cold front that did slide through is now well to the southeast of us. It's going to continue to move towards the Atlantic coast. High pressure has kept us mostly clear today. Our next weather maker right now is up towards the northwest and slowly shifting in our direction. So we're going to have a warm front just pass overhead first tomorrow. Tomorrow's looking a little warm yet again. We'll be back into the mid 60s, so still slightly below average, but not as cool as what we'll be seeing over the next few days after a cold front slides over us. That cold front brings the slight chance for showers late Thursday. May see a few isolated drops on Friday as well, but the cooler air certainly will arrive for Friday afternoon and as we head into Saturday. Wait until you see our Saturday morning low temps. Future watch shows that shift in the breeze coming from the south-southwest for us overnight. Overnight lows will fall into the mid-40s. We'll start off tomorrow with some sunshine, but then the cloud coverage is going to build back in. And by tomorrow evening, we do have the chance for some scattered showers. May even see a few isolated thunderstorms mixed on in there. Now, our severe weather threat, fairly non-existent for tomorrow. If we do have any thunderstorms pop up, I may just see some heavy rainfall for a quick second, maybe some stronger wind gusts, but otherwise no threat for your Thursday. Friday, we're looking at clouds building back in yet again for our afternoon. Temperatures will be in the 50s for our Friday afternoon with a chance for a few little isolated showers popping up again. No big rainmaker for us and no major severe threat as we head towards the weekend. Just the chance to see a few little raindrops over the next few afternoons. Mild downtown right now, really mild throughout central and southern Wisconsin. Temperature-wise today, we were in the 60s. It was below average, but with the sun out there, wasn't too bad. 63 this afternoon. Overnight lows exactly where they should be to start off the day. Again, currently sitting close to 50 with our dew points. It's sitting in that upper 40s, close to 50 location right now, so it's so comfortable outside. We're going to stay below average for the next several days. We've been a little warmer to start the week, and we're ending the back half on the other end of the line. Temperatures will stay in the 50s for the next few days for us. Overnight lows in the mid-40s tonight, mostly clear and cool. Tomorrow, 65 our high, and then as we head through the next several days, things are going to switch up just a little bit for us. Again, 65 the high for tomorrow, 57 though on Friday behind that cold front. And as we head into the weekend, we will get a little more sunshine in the forecast as well. So keep that in mind with any Saturday plans. Temperature wise, we are going to be hovering a little closer to the 50s for us for Saturday. And our afternoon highs 56. Now the other thing to keep in mind also, starting off Saturday morning, we'll actually be potentially dropping down into the upper 30s for the first time since May. So that's what we will be focusing on as we head through the next few days, especially since our rainmakers aren't going to be major rainmakers. The threat for some patchy frost certainly in the forecast for us for Saturday.
Well, it is that time of
It is. Okay. It is. October's already right around the corner. Wow. It's right there.
Thank you.
Sorry.
The Brewers scratch a 7-year itch in St. Louis tonight. They're going to the playoffs. The story coming up in sports.
It's pretty simple. If the Brewers win in St. Louis tonight, they'd clinch their first trip to the playoffs in 7 years. And you know it's your night when stuff like this happens. Brewers up 2-1 in the 8th. Mike Moustakas gets the grounder, throws wild, and it looks like pinch runner Adolis Garcia will score the tying run, but he trips, and the throw beats him by a mile. So the Brewers keep the lead. 9th inning, final out. Jeremy Jeffress gets Tyler O'Neill swinging. The Brewers win 2-1, and the celebration begins. The Brewers are one of the National League wild cards at worst and still have a chance at winning the Central Division.
For all of us, it's been such a special run together. Our team is so close. We've had so many guys contribute to our success, and it's just cool to have an opportunity to celebrate, the grind and the work that's put into a season like this.
That's 92 wins for the Brewers, who make the playoffs for the first time since 2011. At Wrigley Field, the Pirates scored 2 in the top of the 9th to tie the Cubs at 6. If the Pirates win, the Brewers would take the lead in the National League Central by a half game over the Cubs. The Brewers are off tomorrow. In Vancouver tonight, the Rockies now lead the Phillies. It's 14-0 in the 8th. The Packers and Bills play at Lambeau Field Sunday at noon. You can see the game on Channel 3. A notable absence from Packers practice today, tight end Jimmy Graham, who's out with a knee injury. We'll see how that develops this week. Of course, Aaron Rodgers didn't practice either, but that's been the norm since he hurt his left knee on opening night against the Bears. Rodgers has spent a lot of time with the rehab group, only practicing on Saturdays the last few weeks. Rodgers says he misses being out on the practice field.
I do love to compete. There's no doubt about it. It is difficult and different for me to not be out there. You know, I'm one who always loves being out there because you're not just competing, but you're working on things with the guys and working through the game plan, especially on days like Wednesday and Thursday. So that has been obviously a struggle for me, but you know, I've been putting a lot of good work in with Nate and our training staff, and you know, that's how I'm able to play.
The newest Packer hit the practice field today. Cornerback Bashaud Breeland was a 4-year starter with the Washington Redskins. Mike McCarthy says it's not often you can get a guy with that much NFL experience coming in 3 weeks into the season. The Prep Mania game of the week Friday night, Janesville Craig at Middleton in a Big 8 Conference showdown. We're live on TVW and live streaming on channel3000.com Friday night at 7. 5th-ranked Badger volleyball plays at 6th-ranked Minnesota tonight, and the showdown isn't much of a showdown. The Gophers take charge early. They hit 417 and 367 in the first 2 sets. They don't slow down after that. Minnesota sweeps Wisconsin 3 straight. The Badgers are at 16th-ranked Purdue Saturday. Today, the first step toward the state girls golf tournament with regional meets. Team regional winners include in Division I, Middleton, Waunakee, and Milton. And at the Division II regional at Prairie du Chien, Edgewood winning isn't that rare, but having all 4 of their golfers shoot exactly the same score is. Grace Jaeger, Caitlin Hagenbart, Annika Lesky, and Grace Welch all shot 93. Now that's a team effort. And the 1993-94 Rose Bowl team will be honored at the Wisconsin-Nebraska game at Camp Randall October 6th. It's the 25th anniversary of Darrell Bevel's legendary run that helped the Badgers beat UCLA for their first ever Rose Bowl win. More than 70 players and coaches from that team will be back in town for the reunion that weekend. And we'll be right back.
A nice cool night tonight.
Yes, very cool outside for us this evening. Mostly clear. Temps will drop into the mid-40s as we head into Thursday. We're looking at another warm up into the 60s, but a rain chance will be moving in later on in the day. Clouds increasing as well. Overnight lows into Friday, also in the 40s. Friday, looking at another chance, slight chance for some showers. Temps will be just a little cooler, and it is going to be certainly very cool heading into Saturday morning. The opportunity to drop into the upper 30s right there for us. Temperature rise will be in the mid-50s Saturday afternoon with sunshine, and then we'll start off next week with some rain chances lingering with us into the middle of the week.
Thanks for joining us.
Do something good. We'll see you tomorrow.
Making plans that are weather dependent? Get an accurate 12-hour, even a 10-day forecast. Download the Channel 3000 First Alert Weather app and start planning.